Today, we're diving into Ramit Sethi's book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And let's be super clear right from the start. This is not about the same old advice like cutting coupons or skipping your morning coffee. Nope, this is all about a huge mental shift. From feeling guilty and totally overwhelmed by money to finally taking decisive action on the few things that actually truly matter.
So right at the start of the book, he hits you with this brilliant question. Would you rather be sexy or would you rather be rich? Now, it sounds a little weird, I know, but your answer really gets to the heart of why most of us get completely stuck when it comes to our finances. It's because we focus all our energy on the wrong things.
And here's that problem in a nutshell. We love the sexy stuff you see on the left, debating hot stocks, analyzing the global economy. I mean, it makes us feel smart, right? But Ramit says this is just like endlessly researching fad diets instead of just, eating a little better and moving more. The rich column on the right, that's the simple, almost boring stuff that quietly, consistently builds real wealth. And that right there, that obsession with the complex, sexy details, that's the trap. It gives you the illusion that you're making progress, but what it's really doing is leading to total paralysis. You get so busy debating all the details that you never actually do anything, which of course just feeds that feeling of guilt that you're not doing enough.
But here's the thing you really need to get. This paralysis, it's not a neutral state. You're not just standing still. Oh no. When it comes to your money, doing absolutely nothing has a staggering, and I mean massive, cost.
Starting early isn't just some fluffy, good advice, It's straight up math. It is a financial certainty, and it's all powered by one of the most incredible forces in the universe, compounding. And the book illustrates this with a simple story that is, honestly, kind of mind-blowing. Okay, so let me introduce you to Smart Sally and Dumb Dan. Sally invests $100 a month, but get this, she only does it from age 25 to 35, 10 years. Then she stops, completely. Dan, on the other hand, he waits until he's 35, and then he invests that same $100 a month for 30 straight years, all the way until he's 65. So, who do you think ends up with more money? It's not even close. Even though Dan invested for 3 times as long, he ends up with about $80,000 less than Sally. How is that even possible? It's simple. Her money just had a 10-year head start to grow and compound on itself. That head start, that time, was worth more than all of Dan's extra 30 years of contributions. Wow. And look, if the Sally and Dan story didn't light a fire under you, this quote from Ramit definitely should. Just letting your money sit there, doing nothing in a bank account, means you are actively losing purchasing power every single day because of inflation. You're not standing still, you are literally going backward.
Okay, so if waiting is a complete disaster, what's the solution? What do we do? Well, it's not about finding the one perfect investment or suddenly becoming a financial genius overnight. The real solution is way simpler. It's all about a change in your mindset.
This right here is called the 85% solution. And honestly, it's the heart of the entire book. Stop endlessly researching, trying to find the perfect 100% correct plan. Just get started. It is so much better to take action and get it 85% right than to do nothing at all. Action beats perfection every single time. And this 85% solution, it's part of a much bigger, smarter strategy. Forget about tracking every single dollar or feeling guilty about every coffee you buy. Ramit's system is all about focusing on a few big wins. These are the high-impact moves that give you like 90% of the results with a tiny fraction of the effort.
So in the spirit of that 85% solution, let's stop just talking about it and actually do something. We are going to tackle your very first big win, and it's one of the most powerful levers you have for your finances, mastering your credit.
I know. Credit sounds so boring, right? But stick with me, because as Sethi points out, it is one of the most vital factors in getting rich. Seriously, getting this one thing right can save you way more money than skipping 1,000 lattes ever could. This is a big win.
Just look at this. I mean, the difference is staggering. On a typical big loan, say for a house, having a good credit score versus a bad one can literally save you over $100,000 in interest payments. Think about that. It's the same house, but you're paying a completely different price for it, all because of that one little number.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How can you actually master this big win? Well, we're going to use the fastest and most direct tool you probably already have, your credit cards. It's actually way simpler than you might think. Forget all the complicated myths you've heard about how credit scores work. A whopping 65% of your score, the vast majority of it, comes down to just 2 things: your payment history meaning do you pay on time every time, and how much of your available credit you're using. If you can get those two things right, you've pretty much won the game. And you have to understand, the stakes here are really, really high. Just one single late payment can absolutely tank your score, dropping it by over 100 points. That's why the very first thing we need to do is make it literally impossible for you to ever be late again.
Okay, here it is. Your 85% solution for credit. 3 simple steps you can literally do today. First, set up automatic payments for at least the minimum amount. This automates the single biggest factor in your score. Done. Second, call your credit card company and just ask them to waive any annual fees. You'd be amazed how often they'll just say yes. And third, while you've got them on the phone, ask them to lower your APR, your interest rate. Again, it costs nothing to ask, and it can save you a ton.
So that's really the big takeaway here. Building a rich life isn't about becoming an expert in some complex financial world. It's about consistently taking simple, powerful actions on the few things that truly matter. It's about nailing those big wins. So the only question left for you is, what's the one big win you're going to tackle this week?